Hello, this is the Daily Forex Report for November 18th. We are looking at the US-Japanese yen pair first. This pair surged up today, did pull back and closed higher, but it did pull back to close above previous resistance areas. We are looking for this pair to continue to move to the upside. Look for it to potentially go as high as 84.18, possibly as low as 82.63. Look for some resistance around 83.80. and look for some support around 83.00. Okay, now looking at the Euro-USD pair. There we go. This particular pair closed up during today's session. Still starting to move sideways, but definitely has a bias still to the downside. Look for it to potentially go as high as 137.46, possibly as low as 134.52. Look for some resistance around 137.32. and look for some support at 135.59. Okay, now looking at the pound US dollar pair. This particular pair surged to the upside, moving sideways overall, biased to sideways. Look for it to potentially go as high as 161.34, possibly as low as 158.12. Look for some resistance around 161.05 and look for some support around 159.50. And the US Swiss, this pair closed up, had a strong move to the upside as well as the downside, did pull back to close below previous resistance. We are looking for this pair to continue its move bias to the upside, even though it's starting to move sideways a little bit. Look for it to potentially go as high as 1.0055, possibly as low as 0.9794. Look for some resistance around 1.0000 and look for some support around 0.9875. Well, that about wraps us up on that part. No news announcements for tomorrow, at least no significant news announcements. I do want to show you something. If you go to the 4-hour time frame, we did have a profitable move yesterday that we talked about, but we have another strong move to the upside on the 4-hour time frame. Strong move. Basically, we'd typically look to take this low out and then go short. But where in here would you put an area to get out? There are several different support and resistance areas that we could identify. But what I want to show you is as you drop down each time frame to the 1 hour, you get a little bit clearer picture. You can see here that we have two areas now instead of one. Basically the hour time frame where we had support come into the market. And then right here again, a little bit off of these two, but pretty much the same area. Remember, support and resistance are typically an area, not a particular price. So let's go ahead and do this exercise. Let me zoom in a little bit. One more time. Now we're on the 30-minute time frame. So now you get an even clearer picture. You can see that we have an area here where the market pretty much hit some support a couple of times, but we have this area as well, and then it kind of opens up. Well, let's zoom in a little bit and get a clearer picture. So if you're going to take this low right here and look to basically where would be a potential place to exit, let's kind of go through them real quick. If we had a short right here, probably the first place would be this high, then the next one this high, and then you come on down maybe this high. But then we have an area of resistance as well as support, pretty much the same area. Then we have another area of support. Come down here, an area of support, an area of resistance, and then our final area down here. So we have numerous places, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different places to put your stop loss. So you basically want to, one way of doing this would be to trail your stop loss. Now, if you did go short right here, you're talking about the first one being about 8 pips, so a very quick trade. Then we have an area of about 20, 40, in the 30s, 60s, and it goes on down to the 80s. So you need to judge, maybe take your very first one and determine, okay, where can I where's the quickest place I can get out for a quick scalp? And that may be your choice to go to break even. You may want to go ahead and short with 2 lots. When the market comes down to here, you're going to go ahead and exit the first one. okay? So then you go to break even on your second one. So that second lot, then you just trail it down with each subsequent area of support and resistance that this particular move has to the downside. You're going to move your stop loss along with it. And then when the market turns around and reverses on you, it's not a very big deal because you've locked in profit along the way. Let's go ahead and drop this down even further. Get a little bit clearer picture. You can see that it went through within a 15-minute time frame of our area, our scalping area, really quick. So that's a good sign. What you don't want to see is that this one came up to here and then stopped, and then the next one came up to here and stopped. It's better if it ran all the way through it within a 5-minute time frame or a 15-minute time frame. Let's go ahead and drop down to the 5-minute. We're going to have to back out or back in a little bit. Here's an interesting look at it as well. Let me zoom in now. You can see that we went through within a 5-minute period. We broke through this area. So that means that most likely when it reverses and comes through that area, what we see a lot of times is that it's going to go right through that. That window of opportunity is what I like to call it. It's going to zip right through it. If you can drop down to the 5-minute, pick your spots, and see that it went through it that quick, that's a good sign. The other good sign is that we have areas of support here that held strong over, 15 to 20-minute time frame, and if it's broken, it should come on down. Well, I hope that helps you basically pick your places for stop losses and maybe move to break evens on your trade, especially when using support and resistance to pick those. And until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.